Hello there, my awesome support team. I'm gonna make this video semi-quick if I can. I tend to just blab on endlessly. We had our church board meeting this morning at 11 o'clock. It is Tuesday, April 9th, 2019. We had our board meeting today at 11 o'clock. And once the reports were read and everything, Pastor mentioned that I had been I'd taken a course already in the Nazarene School of Ministry, and that to proceed, I needed to be uh, given my local minister's license, and that has to be approved by the local church board. And I'm not sure, but I was assuming it has to be like a unanimous vote. Um, so I expected the pastor to ask me about myself when I got saved and when I became entirely sanctified, and my love for God and my love for the church and the areas I'm serving in the church. I expected him to ask me questions and say, because last time this happened, which was many years ago, the pastor asked me to stand up and address the board and tell them about my calling and what I felt called to do, and I had to answer questions, and I expected that to happen this time. So he said, he mentioned I was needing my district license, my local license, my local license to be able to continue the classes. And then he turned to me and he said, actually what he said was, so I'm going to ask Kimberly if she'll get up and go to sanctuary now. I was thrown back by that. I thought they'd be asking me questions. I have to talk about my calling, and no. As soon as the issue was brought up about my license, I was asked to leave and go to the other end of the church while they discussed it. And so I had forgotten that happened the first time too. So I went to the sanctuary and grabbed a book, and there just started thumbing through it, and I was just like wondering what they were saying about me, what was going on in there. It seemed like it was a long wait, but it was only a few minutes. And then when the board members came and got me, so you can come back in the room now. And I'm like, okay. So I went back in the room, and I thought, okay, they're going to ask me questions now and have me, no. No. Pastor said that they had discussed my local license and my calling and my love for the church and all that I'm already doing for the church, the different responsibilities I already have. And they said it was by far a unanimous vote to approve me for a local license. So it was a big deal. But I felt like in the moment was the right time to go, Yahoo! And do a little happy dance, like everybody. It wasn't the right time to do that. It's a very chill mood. So I didn't feel like the timing was right for me to get up and dance a jig and sing a happy song, like everybody. So, but it was an amazing moment. And something else that happened was I had talked to my pastor and said, look, I cannot afford the cost of every course that I take is $60. $60. I said, my current financial constraints, I cannot afford to do that. I can't afford to fork out $60 in 1 month. I can't afford that. I said, so I want to ask you if the church board and the church would be okay if I make payments to the church for my classes. I can pay $15 a month, and we'll make an addendum on the budget for and he said, so we met. That was yesterday. We talked about that. Sorry, I'm really thirsty. So today, once I was brought back in and told that I was it was a unanimous vote for me to get my license, which is a huge thing. Pastor said, now, we need to discuss the fact that Kimberly has brought it to my attention that she cannot afford to pay the money for the course at one time. And she is wanting to know if we are okay with her paying the church $15 every month for her courses. And that's what she can afford to do. And one thing he mentioned that made me feel good was he said that he knows I'm very careful with my money, and that meant a lot to me. He recognized that. He said, so we're gonna, Kimberly, I'm gonna have you step out of the room again. I'm like, okay. I figured I would sit there. I'm the board secretary. I have to take notes of what's happening. And so I expected that I would sit in there. He would ask the board members, is this acceptable to Kimberly makes payments to the church? And they would say yes, no, or state why. And they would discuss it. And I would just be in there. That's not how it happened. They had me go back to the other end of the church again while they discussed it. And so I was like, okay, alright. So I didn't understand why. Because it was a situation I had asked for. So I didn't understand why they would have me leave the room to discuss something that I don't know. Anyway, so I left the room, went to the church, and waited there. And then they said, you can come on back now after about 2 minutes maybe. And Pastor Sam, which it didn't really, the truth of it didn't really hit me full on until after the meeting was over and I was in my car and I thought, wow. Because Pastor Sam, when he brought me back in, he said, we discussed this issue of you making payments to the church. We have 3 people who have stepped up and offered to pay for your first 3 classes. They'll pay for your classes. The church won't have to. They've offered to pay for the classes. And so my thinking was, okay, so I'll be paying them instead of the church. I'll be paying those people instead of the church. Okay, I'm like, thank you. Okay, that's amazing. And I didn't think much about it. But as I'm sitting there and going on to other business in the board meeting, I'm thinking, wait, should I pay those people? Or do I pay the church and they pay those people? So the pastor's wife was in the kitchen doing some cleaning, and she'd been in the meeting up until that point. And so one day I said, I have a question for you. I'm confused. I said, Pastor Sam said 3 people had stepped up and offered to pay for my classes. And she said, yeah. And I said, so do I pay them? And she said, no. And I said, so I pay the church and the church pays them. She said, no. She said, they're giving you a gift here. They're paying for your classes and not expecting a dime in return. And I wanted to stop the meeting right then and just hug everybody, and just say, whoever you are, obviously you want to remain anonymous, and I get that, but thank you so much. She's giving you a gift. They're paying for your classes and not accepting any money from you in return. There were 7 people, I think, in that board meeting, and I have no clue which 3 it was. But each of them offered to pay for 1 class. So, person number 1 pays for class number 1, person number 2 pays for class number 2, person number 3 pays for class number 3. And now I feel so guilty for not stopping before I left the board meeting when it was over and going up to them and saying, I don't know if you're one of the ones that's paying, but thank you if you are. This means the world to me. This is so important to me. And so I thought, well, I can write him a card. I can send each board member a card and say thank you. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to see most of them, if not all of them, tomorrow night. So I'm going to take the time tomorrow night at Wednesday evening Bible study and get them alone if I can, one at a time, and say, I don't know if you're one of the ones that's paying. If you are, I want you to know what this means to me. I want you to understand that I don't take this lightly. And because I feel so bad. I feel so guilty for not stopping at that moment and thanking them and acknowledging them. I feel so bad about that. So I'm going to make sure to do that tomorrow night. One of the board members isn't going to be able to be there tomorrow night, but I will thank him on Sunday. But I need to thank all of them anyway for approving me for the local license. So, wow, incredibly powerful meeting. Just blown away by the amazing support of the people in my church and the board members. And they could have opposed my getting my license. They could have had reservations and said, I don't feel good about this. I don't think you should have this. I don't think this is a good thing. Any of them, and I would have respected that because that's their opinion. You know what I mean? But to hear that every one of them said, yeah, she should have this, and we support her in doing this, and to have 3 people step up and pay for my classes, my first 3 classes, is just unbelievable. And I feel so bad now. I just want to run back to the church. Of course, nobody's here now. It's empty now, but I want to run back to the church and I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. So tomorrow night, I'm going to make an effort to talk to them and say, I want you to know I'm grateful. Thank you so much. I'm grateful for this. Thank you so much. It was just such a moment of just shock and awe, both times, being approved for the license and being told my first 3 classes were covered was just amazing. I think what I'm going to do though is I'm going to go ahead and save that $15 back a month, as if I'm still paying the church. You know what I mean? So my first 3 classes are done, and it's time for my next 3, and the church takes over paying for that. I can make them payment. So I'm going to go ahead and take out that $15 a month starting next month, and be able to do that. Excuse me, sorry. But yeah, it's now official and real. And I don't know when the local license will be mailed to me. The pastor has to call the district office and tell them that I've been approved for one, and the district office will order the license, and then they will send it to my pastor, and then he will more than likely present it to me on stage during a worship service once he gets it. So I registered for my next class today, and I'm looking forward to it and ready to take on this challenge. I just wanted to update you guys. I'm sorry this video is so long, but most of my videos are just going to be long. So thank you for listening to me. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys for your support.